guys, I'm Milana and welcome to Button Bash. Grim Fandango Remastered is the re-release of a 90s LucasArts adventure puzzle game, and I've just finished playing it on the PS4. Maybe playing it isn't even the right word here. I've been struggling through it. Lots of walking around in circles, having no idea what to do, but we'll get to that. You play as Manny Calavera, an afterlife travel agent living in the land of the dead. Recently departed souls have to make their journey to the ninth underworld for eternal rest, and they can get there faster if they were good while they were in the land of the living, so when they were alive rather than dead alive. Manny works in the agency to pay off a debt and get there himself, which would be faster if he could offer people the most expensive packages, like the number 9, the train that only takes 4 minutes to reach the 9th underworld. That's a fancy-ass train. But there's some shady conspiracy business going on, and Manny is at the sour end of it. He is being conspired against. There's a lot more that I could say about the plot here, but I won't. I just want to point out how much of a positive I think that is. This is one of the richest universes I've ever come across in a video game, but in such a subtle way. Everything you learn about Manny and about the company he works for and his role in the land of the dead is carefully breadcrumbed into compellingly witty dialogue. You learn of the demons created in the underworld to serve just one purpose their whole lives, their destinies, by how passionately they talk to you about that task. If they wrote this game in the 90s, I really want to know where all those writers went. For reference though, Telltale games are actually kind of similar. Which leads us to chat about the actual gameplay. It is, again, kind of like a Telltale game if you've played The Walking Dead. Cameras are fixed and environments are mostly 2D, but you're a 3D model walking around and interacting with objects and some environments, but without any tutorial whatsoever. You basically just get thrown into the game with no idea what to do, no mention of controls, though they are available in the menu, and no real clarity regarding your purpose. This doesn't change though, it's not like you eventually get clarity the more you play. It's an elusive thing that makes Grim Fandango's city-sized puzzles both frustrating and alluring, but mostly frustrating. I quickly learned the importance of dialogue cues that initially seem subtle and irrelevant, and watching that Manny automatically turns his head towards certain things and pre-anticipating what certain objects I could pick up might eventually interact with. I could pick up bread, I saw some birds nearby, I realized that eventually at some part in this giant puzzle that bread was going to be used on birds. But then what the hell are all these balloons for? Even when equipped with this puzzle-breaking ammo, there's a huge lack of direction, and some of the puzzles can be so abstract that figuring them out doesn't actually leave you with satisfaction, it leaves you with something more like, seriously? There can be so many tiny components that you might never stumble across organically that you need to place together in a perfect, fairly unpredictable sequence to progress to the next, wait, what now moment. It almost feels far-fetched calling Grim Fandango a puzzle game because the puzzles aren't generally logic-based, they're not puzzling. Now, I'm phrasing this like a criticism because, well, it is. It's absurd that this game is so difficult to play organically, and it's frustrating, and so many people are going to hate it for that, but for whatever reason, I loved it. I loved the frustration, I loved the absurdity, and even in some of the hours I spent alone and confused, I loved being involved in the universe, but I know that's just me. What was always frustrating were the occasional game-breaking bugs. There's no autosave, so if you don't remember to save and face one of the unfortunate parts of the game where Manny gets stuck or it crashes back to the PS home screen, you could lose hours of gameplay. Even if you do, it's not your fault. While there weren't all that many, the bugs that are in the game are huge and unforgivable and frankly lazy. I wonder if the old version had bugs too, maybe they just kept it there for integrity, but maybe not. Speaking of which, character textures and lighting were both updated for this new version, but don't expect any flashy graphics. The gorgeous, totally fitting soundtrack has been redone with a complete orchestra to assist the game in oozing of rich personality and culture, but the biggest plus of the remaster is that people can actually play it. For the past decade, Grim Fandango has been largely unsupported and discontinued, so this really is like bringing a skeleton to life. So I guess this is one of the most brilliant, culturally rich games I've ever played, but at the same time it's stupidly hard and littered with awful bugs. I'm absolutely glad to have played it, and I wish there were more games like it, but I can't recommend it to everyone. I think it depends on how important that solid world building is to you personally. I'm Alana, and thanks for watching Button Bash.